Speaking of things that did happen though, here's something that did, even though it's bad.
In the world of
Denuvo. We love Denuvo. Denuvo ruined gaming forever. Silk Song $70 at launch. Imagine. I would pay it though. I would still pay it. Denuvo ruined gaming forever. I love this recording room, by the way. This thing would give me claustrophobia recording in this. How would I be able to wave my arms around? Also, why is there a pipe here? I don't even want to question why there is.
gaming. Few topics make everyone as mad as this one. And there are few companies that are this controversial. And that company I'm talking about is, to some...
We all love Denuvo. Don't you all love Denuvo? Silksong has a capture where you must defeat Absolute Radiance to play it. Just peak filter. No, to buy it. You must beat Absolute Radiance to buy it. Otherwise, it auto refunds on your account.
It's a necessary evil, a tool for developers to protect their intellectual property.
I don't agree it's a necessary evil. The problem that we have with... The main problem with things like Denuvo is the reason why they exist is to protect first week sales. And then you have games that keep it around for like 2 years. Right? There's no reason to do so. Also, anyone who was gonna pirate the game, there's people doing Denuvo cracking. Now, one of the guys doing Denuvo cracking doesn't like weeb games, so often weeb games don't get cracked, but everything else, you're mostly fine.
Property from piracy, yeah. But to the vast majority of consumers and gamers, Denuvo represents a toxic force that has fundamentally altered the gaming landscape for worse. It's not just a DRM, which means digital rights management system. It's a symbol.
Or if you're on Linux, direct rendering manager. When I first found out about the Linux kernel DRM, I'd like triple check what the fuck that meant. Like, what do you mean the kernel has DRM in it? What does that mean?
Of corporate greed, poor consumer practices, and the erosion of...
I've heard that Denuvo has actually been bulletproof for the past year. Is this true or false? I'm not aware of that. If that is the case, I might be outdated. I could certainly be outdated. I don't know. Let me know. I actually am kind of curious there. I'm sure you can find on some gaming forums where like new Denuvo games have been cracked.
Ownership as a whole. Denuvo's been a blight on gaming for nearly a decade, introducing performance issues, invasive restrictions.
I think my favorite cope from Denuvo, like from the actual company, is Denuvo doesn't introduce performance issues. It's like, no, it's measurably introducing performance issues. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we can actually see the comparisons. Yes, it adds performance issues. Shut up.
And a breakdown of trust between developers and players. In this video, I'm taking a deep dive into Denuvo and why, in my opinion, they ruined gaming forever.
Everything's ruined gaming. Gaming sucks!
Now, to understand why I'm so salty about Denuvo, we need to examine its origins and how it became a dominant force in the gaming industry like it is today. Denuvo is an anti-tamper DRM solution developed by Denuvo Software Solutions. Spoiler alert. A subsidiary of Erdetto, or Irdetto. I don't know how to say it. Unlike traditional DRM systems that focus on restricting access, Denuvo is designed...
Remember when you would buy a game and it'd come with a CD key? And then the CD key would have like a limited number of installs. And then some games, the installs were just tied to random fucking parts in your system. So if you upgraded your system, it would like count as an install. So some games you can only install 3 times. So if you change your CPU 3 times, you just didn't have the game anymore. That wasn't much better, to be honest.
Trying to actively resist tampering, making it harder for hackers to crack and destroy.
He's a hacker. We know he's a hacker because... Wait, this is... Wait. Hold up. This is the most nonsense terminal output I've ever seen. So that is that H-top? I think that's HTOP in a window like this. Top? Maybe it's top. It's either top or HTOP compressed like this. That's so fucking stupid. Oh wait, I think that's C. Wait, is that C matrix?
I think it is. To actively resist tampering, making it harder.
Yeah, that's C matrix right there. So we have HTOP, we have C matrix. This is some network speed tool. What is that? Is that? It's showing. That's not LSBLK. But it is showing like, no, this is a tool for examining your devices. No, this is DevDRI, so this would be like devices attached to your system. Not sure what this is. Not sure what this is either. This entire thing is fucking stupid. I love it.
For hackers to crack and distribute games illegally, which is a good thing. But hold on. Its first major implementation was in FIFA 15 in
Wait.
A good thing. But hold on.
Wait, which one's apt? Oh, is this? Oh, it is apt. So we have apt, devices attached to your system, HTOP, C matrix, some network speed tool. Peak hacker. Hacker man right here.
To crack and distribute
I'm surprised there's no pipes running.
Games illegally, which is a good thing. But hold on. Its first major implementation was in FIFA 15 in 2014, where it was hailed as a breakthrough for its ability to remain uncracked for months, which was a significant improvement over older DRM systems that were often bypassed within days. Publishers like EA, Ubisoft, and Square Enix quickly adopted Denuvo, believing it to be the ultimate solution to piracy. However, this enthusiasm was short-lived. While Denuvo initially delayed piracy, it came at a massive cost to people who bought the game legitimately.
That's a gamer right there.
The system's intrusive nature and performance overheads began to overshadow its anti-piracy benefits, leading to widespread backlash from the whole gaming community. Now, how Denuvo slows down games. One of the most glaring issues with Denuvo is its devastating impact on game performance, and let's look at why. Denuvo works by constantly running checks to ensure the game hasn't been tampered with, and that you actually own it. These checks involve complex encryption and decryption processes that consume significant system resources in the background, leading to longer loading times. Games with Denuvo often take twice or even triple the time to load compared to their DRM-free counterparts. Inconsistent frame rates. This is a big one. Players frequently report stuttering, FPS drops, and really choppy gameplay, even on high-end systems. Increased CPU usage because it's running in the background. Denuvo's background processes hog CPU resources that could be allocated to the game. Now, a prime example of this...
no way they made Anubis for games way before Anubis. Oh, I do have a video coming out about Anubis soon. Anubis, AI Robots TXT, and also AI Labyrinth.
Happening is in Resident Evil Village. At launch, players complained of severe stuttering and performance issues. When hackers cracked the game and removed Denuvo, the pirated version ran significantly better than the official release. This embarrassing revelation highlighted how Denuvo's DRM was actively harming the experience for paying customers. Now, Denuvo's impact on single-player games. Now, unlike multiplayer titles where anti-cheat and anti-piracy measures can be justified, single-player games really have no legitimate need for such an invasive...
I think you could still argue anti-piracy, but anti-cheat, yeah, definitely not. There are single-player games that have anti-cheat, and these are single-player games that usually have money systems.
DRM. I mean, you're just playing it on your own, yourself. Yet Denuvo imposes online authentication requirements and DRM checks.
Oh, this is one of the funniest things from the... Remember when the Sony outage happened recently? There were a lot of people who were unable to play games they had because Denuvo couldn't be connected to because PSN was down. There were people who could... I think you had to, like, verify your fucking... like the disk drive if you had the digital edition as well. And just other random shit that should just work just didn't because you couldn't connect to PSN. What a great system that is.
Even for offline, story-driven experiences, I'm not kidding. Players must connect to the internet to verify their game. Some games won't even launch without an internet connection, rendering them unplayable in certain situations. When Denuvo servers eventually shut down, players are gonna lose access to their purchased games, unless developers make the effort to basically remove Denuvo anti-tampering, and at that point, when it's 10 years down...
I think the deal with Denuvo is you actually have to pay licensing fees. So if they don't remove it, they end up having to pay more money. And in a lot of cases, like Capcom, for example, they tend to use Denuvo or other systems like it, and then remove it at some point.
On the line,
or swap it for something cheaper.
They may not even bother. A notorious example of this is Hitman 2016, a primarily single-player game, which is amazing by the way, but it required constant online connectivity. What happened to the world? This blatant disregard for consumer rights has led to a growing sentiment that owning a game no longer means you can play it when and how you want.
And you will be happy.
Now, Denuvo fails at its only job, stopping piracy. Despite its intrusive nature and performance drawbacks, you'd think that it's doing all this to succeed at its primary goal. Spoiler alert, it's not at all. While it initially delayed cracks, hackers have repeatedly proven that Denuvo is far from uncrackable. Sure, harder to crack.
Wait, how long was that?
Proven that Denuvo
5 days is wild.
Is far from uncrackable. Sure, harder to crack, but still crackable. Games like Assassin's Creed Origins, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Doom Eternal were all cracked within days or weeks of release, some on day 0.
Wait. Okay, no, that's just them fucking up. If they release it with no DRM, yeah, people are gonna snap it up very quickly.
Even more damning is the fact that many developers removed Denuvo post-launch, often after the game's already been cracked. Titles like Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2, and Tekken 7 all launched with Denuvo, only for the DRM to be quietly removed later. This raises the question, why include Denuvo at all?
Because they're stupid.
The answer lies in corporate optics.
Money.
Publishers use Denuvo to appease investors and create the illusion of fighting piracy, even if it means sacrificing the experience for paying customers. Now the future—
Here's the thing. Video gamers are losers. If you show them an exciting cutscene, they will buy your shitty game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Gamers have no ability to make decisions, so they will just eat shit and will keep eating shit, and they will thank you for getting them to eat shit.
Of gaming. Will Denuvo ever just go away? Denuvo's already caused irreparable
and then it'll be
damage
replaced
to
by
the
something
gaming
else.
industry. It has normalized intrusive DRM. Players are now expected to accept performance issues and online restrictions as part of the gaming experience. Publishers have embraced Denuvo as a way to maximize short-term profits, often at the expense of consumer satisfaction. But as Gabe Newell always says, piracy is pretty much always a service issue. And when the service sucks—
That is such an old picture. That is I love that that's the picture that people use. And it's like the most famous picture of him. Well, let's grab a more modern picture. What year is this one from? Here we go. Just like, you know, I honestly, if you ask me, I think he looks way better now. Obviously, you know, he's gotten old, gray, whatever. But like, he definitely thinned out a lot over the years. And I think what also helps is not having a— I think these little glasses made his face look even smaller. Or sorry, made his face look even bigger. I don't know what he was thinking with these glasses. They are not good. Yeah, I think this picture is from like fucking 20 years ago.
people are gonna pirate. The rise of DRM has pushed us closer to a future where players don't truly own their games. In fact, we're already in this future, so hello, how's it going? But instead,
always been
people
here.
basically
Welcome.
rent access to their games. As long as publishers view DRM as a necessary evil, Denuvo will continue to plague the industry. However, there's hope. Gamers can push back by supporting
That's funny. Yeah, you think gamers can push back. Oh, you think gamers have the ability to not buy things. That's so funny.
developers who release DRM-free games. Going to GOG Games and getting any of their games there, they're all DRM-free, and it's a great place to support those developers.
That's
I recommend
true.
you do that. With social media and Steam reviews,
can
voicing
get
your
Yakuza
opinion
there.
on these things has never been easier. And the best
For reference, the basic Steam DRM, if the game even checks for it, a lot of games on Steam are actually just DRM free or only use it for DLC, will take zero time to crack because they're just Steam emulator tools out there.
best way to do it is with a good downvote. That's all it takes. While piracy is often cited
Just
as
don't
the
buy it.
justification for DRM, like we are gonna stop all these pirates, the reality is that piracy isn't the real threat to gaming. The true danger lies in the erosion of consumer rights, the prioritization of profit over quality, and the normalization of anti-consumer practices.
We love
and
it.
now that one big company has done it, everyone else is gonna follow. And because of that, this has just become normalized. Its role in fostering a culture of distrust
Yeah,
between consumers and companies, and its contribution to the decline of PC gaming as a platform of choice for many players. I mean, let's be honest, when have you seen a game come out by a AAA studio where at least half the Twitter thread is just, oh, this looks like crap, fix your game? All this negative
Wait, when have I not?
studio where at least half the players. I mean, let's be honest, when have you seen a game come out by a AAA studio where at least half the Twitter thread is just, oh, this looks like
Oh, yeah, like 2 days ago. It's called AC Shadows. Have you seen some of the voice acting in that game? It's rough. I had a long day.
crap, fix your
What,
game. All
what's
this
going on,
negative
Ren?
feedback is warranted. In the past, the relationship between these two groups was built on mutual respect. Developers created games.
Well, that's because back then, the people who made video games also played the video games. Now, a lot of the time, the people who are in corporate, they don't even know what a video game is. All of these people, they play video games. Random corporate CEO who came from like a fucking, I don't know, an insurance company. No, he does not play video games.
Players supported them by purchasing and enjoying those games. That's it. However, with the introduction of intrusive DRM like Denuvo, it's eroded this trust. Players just nowadays expect bad products. And
Yeah.
these companies are still charging full price. And nowadays it feels like we're
That price is gonna go up. Get used to it. 70 USD video games, they're coming. The only good thing we got out of AC Shadows is Strikers 1 from Ubisoft Brazil. What? Wait, what is that? I was at work for an extra 2 hours to move inventory from one store to another. Just got home an hour ago and took a shower. Ayy.
being treated as
hope you
potential
got- I
criminals
hope you got
rather than
paid for
valued
that.
customers. Oh, thanks for buying the game. Let me check online if you actually bought it though, punk. Oh, you're good. Okay, enjoy a dumbed down experience with awful FPS.
And I'm gonna check every
Thanks
5
for
minutes.
buying it though. We're gonna check again in a month. All these restrictions just
A month?
paint
Well, that's a
clear
pretty good
message.
time.
Publishers don't trust their players. This has led to a growing sense of resentment among gamers, many of whom feel that their loyalty is just being exploited. Add to that deluxe editions that come with 6 to 8 inches of doom. PC gaming's long been celebrated for its flexibility, modding community, and superior performance compared to consoles. PC mustard rice. However, the introduction of Denuvo has undermined many of these advantages. I mean, at this point, you're never even going to know if a AAA game you buy on Steam is even going to perform well on your RTX 6000 Series PC. I know that didn't come out as I'm making this video, it's just a meme. Additionally, the restrictions on modding and offline play have alienated a significant portion of the PC gaming community, who see these features as basically essential to the platform's identity.
Wait. Do you mean that, do you mean the ad? Oh, yes, I do know what you're talking about.
As a result, many players have begun to shift their focus back to consoles. I mean, why spend all this money if half the games are gonna just not perform well on my specific rig? I'll just pay $600, get a console, and every game that comes out on it's guaranteed to work. This shift not only harms the PC gaming industry, but also limits the potential for innovation and creativity that's traditionally been associated with the platform. Finally, as a whole, the whole gaming community needs to band together and do something. We gotta advocate for stronger consumer protections.
Never gonna happen.
And now, while some things are in play and in effect today, like making it clearly noted on game pages where when you buy a game, it's saying you don't really own the game, you own a license. That's great, but we need more.
Well, it's not great, but it's good they tell you.
The removal of DRM after a certain period of time. For example, a game is going to sell best in its first month, but, you know, after that it goes on sale, just remove DRM. In fact, because of how bad DRM is, you can actually position that as a sales practice. Look, our game's back and it runs better, we removed DRM and it's on sale, go buy it. At the end of the day, all these conversations and negative discussions are because of one thing. Denuvo and anti-tamper.
Well, Denuvo is like the tip of the iceberg on the shit cake that is modern video games. You've also got all of the hyper-realistic lighting, designing games around top-end GPUs, fixing everything with AI. Denuvo just makes it all even better.
DRM as a whole. And this is why, in my opinion, Denuvo has ruined gaming forever by setting a precedent that prioritizes corporate interests over player experience. If we want to reclaim the soul of gaming as a whole, we gotta reject these practices and demand better from the industry. We're the ones voting, once again, with our wallets.
Yeah,
and again,
that's funny.
Games are for players, not profit.
No, games are for corporate to sell to like show off to their stakeholders, to show off to the shareholders. That's who they're for, not you. No.
Sure, profits count, but like, you know, be a good company. What are you doing?
No, never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. They don't give a shit about you. They care about your money, and that is all. Yeah, I love video games. It's so great. I love the world that we're in right now. It would be nice if, you know, we didn't have all the shit that's going on in gaming. It would be nice if we just go back to gaming being you know, nice and chill. But hey, since we can't, I guess we can I guess we can see what Brazil put together. This is the greatest ad that's ever been created. And I think it might be the best piece of marketing material they could ever make for AC Shadows. It's a minute long. I just, you have to see it if you've not seen this. Look at it. It's already fucking incredible. Like, imagine if this was the entirety of the marketing campaign for this game. Just they never mentioned anything else. This is all they ever showed. It's so stupid!